Divya. Welcome back to our channel. Friends, please support me and subscribe to my channel. In this video, we will learn about World Bank groups and IMF in detail and some reports published by them. So, let's start. Friends, before start to learn IMF and World Bank group, we should know Bretton Woods Conference first. Bretton Woods Conference is the base for IMF and World Bank. This conference, formerly known as United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference, held at Mount Washington Hotel situated in Bretton Woods, United States. In this conference, established the IBRD, World Bank, and IMF, International Monetary Fund. J.M. Keynes of British Treasury and H.D. White of United States Treasury Department independently began to develop ideas about IMF and World Bank. Bretton Woods Conference had two main results. One is IMF, another one is IBRD. Agreement to create the IMF, whose purpose was to promote stability of exchange rates and financial flows. IBRD. Agreement to create IBRD, whose purpose was to speed reconstruction and to foster economic development, especially through lending to build infrastructure. So, IBRD and IMF are called as Bretton Woods twins. IMF, International Monetary Fund, is an organization of 189 countries working to foster global monetary cooperation, secure financial stability, facilitate international trade, promote high employment and sustainable economic growth, and reduce poverty around the world, while periodically depending on the World Bank for its resources. IMF is formed in 1944 at the Bretton Woods Conference primarily by the ideas of H.D. White and J.M. Keynes. It came into formal existence in 1945 with 29 member countries and the goal of reconstructing the international payment system. Headquarters at Washington, D.C., U.S. IMF works to improve the economies of its member countries. IMF funds come from two major sources, quotas and loans. Quotas, which are pooled funds of member nations, generate most IMF funds. The size of members' quota depends on its economic and financial importance in the world. Nations with larger economic importance have larger quotas. The quotas are increased periodically as a means of boosting the IMF's resources in the form of special drawing rights (SDR). Main aim of IMF is to provide foreign currency support to the countries facing balance of payment crisis. Principle of IMF is cooperativism, that is one for all and all for one. IMF providing money as subscription quota. The top 10 IMF member nations by quota and voting power. Now our India is in 8th place. Earlier India is at 11th place. A member nation's quota is determined in special drawing rights (SDR). IMF converts all country currency in one form, that is SDR. SDR is not a currency. It's not exist physically, but it is accounting currency. SDR also known as paper gold. But the SDR is the basic unit of account for the IMF. The value of SDR is calculated on the basis of the exchange rates for a basket of currencies, especially the US dollar, the euro, the Chinese renminbi, and Japanese yen and pound sterling. Now, reports published by IMF. As a part of its World Economic and Financial Surveys, the IMF publishes flagship reports on multilateral surveillance twice a year. Reports are World Economic Outlook, Global Financial Stability Report, and Fiscal Monitor. Now coming to the World Bank Group. The World Bank is an international financial institution that provides loans and grants to the governments of poorer countries. It is the largest and most well-known development bank in the world and is an observer at the United Nations Development Group. The bank headquarters at Washington, D.C. in US. The bank's stated mission is to achieve the twin goals of ending extreme poverty and building shared prosperity. Main target of the World Bank is eradicate extreme poverty, and motto of the World Bank is World Free of Poverty. The World Bank Group came into formal existence on 27 December 1946, and also it is responsible for the preparation and evaluation of the World Development Report. The World Bank's activities are focused on developing countries in fields such as human development, for example, education, health, agriculture and rural development, for example, irrigation and rural services, and environmental protection, example, pollution reduction and establishing and enforcing regulations. Another one is infrastructure, for example, roads, urban regeneration and electricity. Technically, the World Bank is part of the United Nations system, but its governance structure is different. Each institution in the World Bank group is owned by its member governments. Although it makes profits, these profits are used to support continued efforts in poverty reduction. The President of the World Bank is nominated by the President of the United States and elected by the bank's Board of Governors. Present World Bank President is David Malpass. He was selected as the 13th World Bank Group President. World Bank Group is a family of 5 international organizations that makes leveraged loans to developing countries. The 5 international organizations are IBRD, IDA, IFC, MIGA and ICSID. Here remember, IMF, International Monetary Fund, is not in World Bank Group, and IBRD and IDA, the first 2 organizations, are collectively called as World Bank. IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. It is established in 1945, which provides financing on the basis of sovereign guarantees. This is lending arm of World Bank Group. IBRD offers loans to middle income developing countries. Loans for up to 25 years at an interest of just below market rate. IDA, International Development Association. It is established in 1960, which provides concessional financing, that is interest-free loans or grants, usually with sovereign guarantees. It provides loans with easy terms and conditions and no interest. So, IDA, also known as Soft Loan Window of the World or Soft Credit Window of the World. IDA aim is to assist the poorest nations in growing more quickly, equitably and sustainably to reduce poverty. IDA is the single largest provider of funds to economic and human development projects in the world. IBRD and IDA are the World Bank's 2 largest units. IFC, International Finance Corporation, established in 1956, which provides various forms of financing without sovereign guarantees, primarily to the private sector. It is private sector financing arm of the World Bank Group. IFC has focused on set of development goals. Those goals are to increase sustainable agriculture opportunities and improve healthcare and education. MIGA, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, established in 1988, which provides insurance against certain types of risk, including political risk, primarily to the private sector. It is insurance arm of World Bank Group. Simply, MIGA offers political risk insurance and credit enhancement guarantees. All members of IBRD were eligible to become members of this agency. ICSID, International Center for Settlement of Investment Disputes, established in 1966, which works with governments to reduce investment risk. It is an autonomous, multilateral specialized institution to encourage international flow of investment and mitigate non-commercial risk by the treaty drafted by IBRD. World Bank's top borrowers are Mexico, Brazil, Turkey, Pakistan, China, India, and Argentina. Our India is at 6th place. Now, reports published by World Bank, World Development Report, Global Economic Prospects, and Ease of Doing Business. I hope the video is clear. Thank you for watching.